Most of these stores got it. It's a liability thing. And even if they see me stealing, they can't chase me.
Sir, those shoes, can I get you a different size, or?
See? He got to keep giving me great customer service. That's all he could do.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Hey.
In 2016, FX aired the first episode of Atlanta, and it is incredibly true to the diversity of the Black experience. I remember hearing about Donald Glover's upcoming series while I was still in high school, and I wondered what it would consist of. For the most part, I knew Glover as Troy from Community.
They're making us walk around with pretzels in our butts. I put mustard on mine like an idiot.
We were just
about to eat garbage dip. Why did I have to go third?
Girls are supposed to dance. That's why God gave them parts that jiggle.
And I didn't think his acting went much further than that. However, after 2 seasons and a confirmed 3rd and 4th, Atlanta is one of my favorite shows ever. And I am not alone here. It has great reviews from critics and fans alike, and is refreshing in an entertainment world that only does what is comfortable. Since Glover is a fan of classics like Freaks and Geeks and Twin Peaks, and wrote for 30 Rock, while simultaneously working as an RA at NYU, we weren't surprised to see that this show was successful. But I don't think we expected it to be this successful. Atlanta is full of experimental and risky choices, from plot lines to wardrobe decisions, which is precisely what makes the show great. Atlanta follows Alfred, his cousin Ern, and his friend Darius.
That's Darius. Cookie?
As Alfred works to become a rap star. At the beginning of season 1, Alfred's song Paperboy has gone viral.
Paperboy, always about that paperboy. If you ain't on your grind, then you flexing, you's a hater, boy. Paperboy, always getting paperboy. If you ain't making money, then you ain't a money maker, boy.
But isn't receiving radio play, even at local Atlanta stations.
Cool. You know that song, Paperboy?
Yeah, Paperboy by Paperboy. Yeah, I've heard it. Shit's fire. Dude, the streets love it.
Y'all should play it.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. You guys should really play it.
Ern is struggling to help Vanessa, the mother of his daughter. He's freeloading, and at one point is even sleeping in a storage unit. Darius, honestly, we don't know much about Darius. Aside from him being a weird oracle or savant of some sort, we don't learn much about his own passions or goals. Atlanta paints a vivid picture of a number of Black experiences. Vanessa is played by Zazie Beetz, an Afro-German American actress. Being a mixed Black girl offers all kinds of differences in her Black experience. In the episode Helen, we see that she feels segregated from the other German Americans. From Ern, as he doesn't make an effort to understand the customs and practices of the German festival, and she feels segregated from her other Afro-German American friend, as she is not comfortable with her own Blackness.
yeah, like since we were kids. Like, I chose white, you chose Black. Like,
Okay. No.
yeah.
I didn't choose Black.
You never invited me to your parties.
That's because, you always acted like you were better than us, and you would pander to us and say shit like, I wish I had kinky hair, which you do, you straighten it. So it's like it's weird to say.
Ern is made out to be the stereotypical deadbeat dad. At the beginning of the series, he has a dead-end job where he makes little to no money. His parents refuse to let him even come in the house because they know how much of a freeloader he is.
You gonna invite me in?
No,
Why not?
I can't afford it.
Come on, you really think I'm here for money?
We do, yes.
Which implies that he's been here before. However, since he's our main character, we learn more about him that helps him gain our sympathy. Throughout the course of the series, we find out that he's dropped out of Princeton, he was bullied as a child, and in general, seems to have bad luck. He spends a lot of time trying to break through the assumptions that Alfred has made for him, in turn breaking through the assumptions that he has for himself. Darius is probably the weirdest character I've ever seen in a television show. He has immeasurable wisdom, but also doesn't know how to tell when milk is spoiled.
Hey, is milk any good?
What you using it for?
Drinking.
Yeah, nah, man, don't use it to drink.
He can't read social cues well at all, but he also makes some really good philosophical, social, and political points throughout the series.
Always close to destruction. Life itself is but a series of
close calls. I mean, how would you know you were alive unless you knew you would die?
What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing?
Who, me? I'm shooting.
You can't shoot dogs. What are you, a psycho?
Why not? Listen, man, look, the dogs from my neighborhood, they're crazy. They bite babies and then
I don't give a damn. My kid could be in here. You can't shoot a dog.
Well, why would I shoot at a human target?
We don't learn much about his background, but we do know that he's Nigerian-American, he's sterile, and he knows who Steve McQueen is. I personally wouldn't credit Darius's uniqueness with just being comic relief. I think there's a bigger point to his character, but I'm not sure what it is. Not only does he appeal to Black nerds, he also appeals to Black people who are into spirituality, Black people that are somehow involved in the street life, those who believe in conspiracy theories, those who are exceptionally fashion forward. He has the furthest reach, in my opinion, and in this aspect seems to mirror Glover himself. He seems to represent a sort of internal peace, one that many people seek for much of their life, especially their formative years. Alfred, Ern's ever cynical cousin, appeals to yet another demographic. He's simply trying to cash in on the moment. He doesn't think the paperboy thing will last forever, so he's simply trying to get what he can while he can, and he doesn't want any distractions along the way.
Rappers need managers. I'm just trying to get paid right quick. I'm just trying to get paid. You feel me? Like, why you think I'm on this show?
You're not getting paid for this.
Hey, Ern.
He implores Ern to get his shit together several times throughout the series, especially when he is depending on Ern.
I still know people at Diamond House, promoters, people who manage big-time artists now, man.
Ooh, boy, you think you slick. You coming in here acting like you saving me when really I'm saving you again. Look, you family man, and I'm trying to ride with you, but sometimes that shit ain't enough, bro. Because money is important. I see exactly what's happening out here. It's getting colder. It's getting harder to eat. I need shit. Lottie needs shit. You need shit. I gotta make my next moves my best moves, man, so. Something gotta shake.
Many of the conflicts in Alfred's character arc involve coming to terms with his fame, no matter how small it may be. This is also something that Glover has spoken about. Alfred is a generally relaxed guy, and when he meets fans, he doesn't feel the need to turn it on or allow fans to take pictures.
Hey, you that paper man, right? Hey, you the one?
Paper boy, man.
Paper boy! Yeah. But hold on, man. I gotta get a picture. Go ahead. Back to back. Come on, man, back to back.
Are you Paperboy?
Yes? Nah.
Yeah, you are.
Then why'd you ask if you already knew the answer then?
It creates a dialogue about how popularity creates a certain expectation for those, whether they desire it or not. There are several moments during which the viewer questions whether or not what they are seeing is real. For example, when Ern is confronted on the bus by a man with a peanut butter sandwich.
Bite this sandwich.
Nah, I'm good, man.
Nigga, if you don't bite this sandwich.
Or when Alfred is confronted in the woods by a man with a shotgun.
Make the decision.
Nigga.
Keep standing still. You're gone, boy. You're wasting time. And the only people who got time are dead.
Woods is one of my favorite episodes, by the way, so I'll discuss it in depth in a bit. The number of risks that this show takes is also something to acknowledge. For example, Glover's white face in the Teddy Perkins episode. Actually, the entire Teddy Perkins episode.
I love this song.
Shit.
From putting Glover in whiteface to Darius's MAGA hat to having the entire episode air without any commercial breaks. Nothing about that episode was expected. Other risks include making Justin Bieber a black guy, the BAN episode, and starting off season 2, Robin season, with an extended robbery scene that lacked any familiar faces.
Where's the storage closet at?
All of these risks are what keep fans coming back to the show. It is not necessarily the ideas themselves that are impressive. There are very few original ideas in entertainment. It's about the execution of these ideas. What I'm complimenting is the ability that the show has to create a conversation and statement with such small and at times subtle decisions. Another example of this is the invisible car that earned Darius and Alfred to be posted on Instagram by a man named Marcus Miles.
Look, man. Marcus Miles over there getting all the cream, man. Hugging all the hoes. Fuck him, too.
Hey, Marcus Miles is pretty cool, man. You know he got that invisible car.
At first, Ern questions whether or not the car is even real. It looks like the guy's making the car up. It's an invisible car. Those obviously don't exist.
Man, that shit ain't real, man.
However, they soon find out that the car is real when it runs over people after there's a shooting at the club. Rather than using the technology of an invisible car in espionage or serious humanitarian ventures, he just uses it to flex. This is easily my favorite episode of Atlanta. The idea that we are stuck with Alfred in his own head is interesting. It's not portrayed as an all-black or white purgatory that situations like this are usually shown as. Rather, he's in the woods. I think that this serves to communicate how easy it can be for us to end up where Alfred is. Alfred literally just falls into the woods, spends all day there, and runs out at the end. He is the reason that he's there, and he's the only one that can get him out. Hiro Murai, Donald, and Stephen Glover, and other members of the cast and crew keep an air of mystery around the show. There is always plenty of room for viewers to speculate and analyze and find their own meaning within episodes. I like watching Atlanta analysis videos, especially those by the most unruly, because there's always an in-depth analysis to be had about the situations in the show. Anyone that knows me knows that I love when things can be understood on the surface in addition to being understood on a deeper level. What good is something that finds itself so scholarly and artsy if no one can derive a reason to enjoy it? Atlanta is one of the most solid American television series that I've seen in years. Even though it's still pretty early for Atlanta, the third season hasn't even come out yet, the tone, the artistry, the social commentary, the comedy, and all other aspects of the show have been incredibly consistent from episode to episode. As the show continues to grow and develop, it is bound to become a classic that audiences will embrace for decades.